During the growing process, there's simple aha moments when we realize something that's always been right before our very eyes, but we didn't see it. And one of those moments, I would say, is when we discover media displacement, or more importantly, fertilizer displacement, which happens when we incorporate controlled release fertilizer at a predetermined rate of pounds per cubic yard, and then bump a smaller container into the new fresh soil in the larger container. And as a result, we end up applying insufficient fertilizer to the plant, which we all know can lead to all kinds of issues with our crops. What's up guys, my name's Nelson Gonzalez from Profile Products, and in this video I want to further explain this phenomenon and give you 3 different ways that you can prevent and even correct fertilizer displacement. So to start off with, let's use an example, and let's say a grower's goal is to incorporate their controlled release fertilizer at a rate of 20 pounds per cubic yard in their soil mix. Now, if this grower is going to plant a small liner into a 3-gallon container filled with the media, which has had CRF incorporated into it, there wouldn't be an issue because very little media and fertilizer will be displaced when that liner goes into the fresh media. But now let's say they're stepping up a plant grown in a 1-gallon container to a 3-gallon container, which has the same media in it, with the CRF incorporated at 20 pounds per cubic yard. Well, then there could be an issue. And that's because the root ball of that 1 gallon, which more than likely has little to no nutrients left in it, by the time it's transplanted, will displace about 33% of the new media and fertilizer that would have otherwise been in the container. And this alone could lead to the plant experiencing nutritional deficiencies as well as reduced growth. Now that instead of your mix being incorporated at 20 pounds per cubic yard, it would be at about 13.4 pounds per cubic yard. So by now you're probably thinking, hey, I do that. I have that problem, and how do I fix it? Well, here are a few things you could do in order to correct the situation. The first is to supplement those crops that could suffer from displacement by subdressing them with additional fertilizer. The disadvantages to doing it this way is that it's more labor intensive. But this could be a solution if you're working with a small amount of plants. The second thing you could possibly do is to incorporate the fertilizer at a higher rate in order to compensate for the loss. If you decide to go this route, it's better if you do it when the entire load of soil is being used to transplant containers of the same size or rate requirement. And if you use the same load for transplanting different size containers, then the best option may be to find a rate that works for all your plantings. This could mean using a little less or more than what's ideal, depending on the circumstances, but you can usually find a rate that works. If you need help in figuring out these rates and discussing your options, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help.